Greetings, sunshines and sunnies. It is I, Queen J Lotus, Pimp Sun Kiss, coming at y'all right quick, right fast, certainly for a sacral reading, quick sacral reading for the Aquarius. So for this quick read, we will be focusing on what lies has the wounded parts of your sacral been feeding you that's been blocking and or polluting your frequency of manifestation. And in the midst, we're going to tap into a truth that may help you set you free. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the specificities of these cards. So in the imagery, the lies are at the top and the bottom, and the truth that may set you all free is in the middle. We are going to start with the Love and Money Oracle card that is at the top, representing lies from the wounds of your sacral. And it's right side up, so we focusing on the right side up. This is the imprisonment card. Consequences of non-compliance can be severe and lasting. Disregard for rules disrupts order and invites conflict. Hidden legal dangers lurk and threaten peace. So straight out the gate, Aquarius, a lot of you are way out of your habitat. Aquarius are the sister signs to Leo, and much like Leo, all about liberation, creativity. Fuck the rules, okay? Respect for structure and stability. Howsoever, fuck them rules, you know? So this whole imprisonment thing is not our thing at all. I'm a Leo. So we sisters and or, siblings one way or another. So we here. Let me hold y'all hand when I say this. So some of you are dealing with childhood traumas that have cycled and repeated themselves throughout your relationships, throughout your life. Whereas throughout your childhood, you had literally people who went out of their way to punish you for being a liberated being, for recognizing that you are a liberated being, for being outspoken, for effortlessly recognizing the truth, let alone having the nerve to call it out. Some of you were even abused as children straight up for being ambitious, for dreaming big, for having dreams and aspirations at all, let alone having the nerve to want to leave or feel a need to leave and go abroad, go somewhere to fulfill it. I'm literally seeing and hearing a vision of someone in their childhood saying, when I grow up, I want to be a pilot or a flight attendant or something of the sort, some sort of career that requires travel, and then literally being beaten for saying that. Because literally your guardian or whoever it was that was a part of your village, all they heard was you're going to leave them. All they heard was you're going to liberate yourself and leave everybody else behind to suffer. That's all they heard. So it's coming a time and place for you all to free yourselves from other people's shackles. Shit that really ain't even got nothing to do with you. Another side of this is having childhood trauma associated with people that you were really close to, had a kinship with, maybe even your parent, guardian, adults that were a part of your village, having gone to prison, having been, quote unquote, taken away by the legal system. For others of you, you've been in and out of the legal system since you were a child and or a teenager for one reason or another. This could be literally through having cases of your own. This could also be through being in foster care or the adoption system. Others of you, like I said, this is a like dark cloud that's been over your head concerning some legal situation that you've had. Perhaps you've been to jail and or you've been to prison or on probation, house arrest, something of the sort, and just that situation has had you in this muscle memory of functioning like a prisoner, and you're needing to call back your energy of liberation. You're needing to give yourself permission to be liberated, and that is this whole collective here. The entirety of the messages that's coming out for y'all is that the lies that the wounds of your sacral has been feeding y'all is that you don't have permission to be liberated. You don't have permission to have fun. You're not allowed to enjoy yourself, to enjoy life, to dream big, to chase your ambitions, because you must be busy holding everybody else's shit. You must be busy bearing everyone else's water. And Spirit is saying, let it go, let it go. Or as Megan Thee Stallion would say, tell a bitch let it go because I'm frozen. And she is big mother Aquarius, okay? So that is not a coincidence. And so, like I said, that's not a coincidence. So that song is channeling for y'all, which is Megan Thee Stallion, He Think I Love Him. Show a new bitch that ain't Megan coded. Show a beat I was on and they wrote it. If she thinks she the shit, I'm the colon. My pen gets gutter, I'm bowling. I can tell by her week that she trolling. When I look at my DM Naomi. Catwalk bitch, I feel like Naomi the way I play niggas, I need me a Tony. Good brain graduated top of my percentile. Take it out the chat, I ain't trying to be a pen pal. Meanwhile, it's a bitch on the out right now getting fucked over, still breaking by the body count. Ooh, and speaking of such, the lyric, meanwhile, it's a bitch on the out right now getting fucked over, still bragging about her body count. Look around at all of the people you see, quote unquote, following all of the rules, doing all of the right things. Are they happy? Are they being treated well? Are they treating themselves well? Are the things that they're building and manifesting actually stable, or do they get erected just to be destructed? And again, we value structure, discipline, stability, but dumbass rules that make no sense and really don't get anyone anywhere for real. For what? For the fuck what? Take it out the chat. I ain't trying to be a pen pal. Meanwhile, it's a bitch on the app right now, getting fucked over, still bragging about her body count. Another form of that is hella people out here married, tons of years under their belt, all filled with misery. Beautiful pictures, beautiful gowns, and behind closed doors, misery. Behind closed doors, the orgasms are not in the room with us. The sweet nothings and pleasant pleasures, just because, are not in the room with them. All it is beautiful pictures and beautiful gowns. Because something got to be beautiful in the midst of all the chaos, confusion, and ugliness, right? Another form of that is tons of people with degrees, great paying jobs, picture perfect families, and they are fucking miserable. They going to work every day, doing all of the things, making all of the money, got everything they could ever ask for except happiness, peace, self-love, good health, and meaningful exchanges of energy with their true village. I behoove you, as Spirit is saying as well in this moment, you can have the material success as well as the spiritual. Question is, ooh, and this is a big one, honey. Spirit moved me to make this post the other day. I didn't know it was going to be coming up through these readings like this. But have you been serving and worshiping God, let alone your inner God, your higher self? Or have you just been seeking advice and clarity and guidance on how to appease, excessively entertain, therefore idolize other human beings and worldly systems? Okay, let's go ahead and kick it down to the bottom card, which is the Five of Swag, aka the Five of Coins, in reverse. And in this particular deck, which is the Millennial Tarot deck, this card is also known as Furlough. Furlough can be seen as like furlough days, days off. Okay, go fishing for your detailed definition of such the word. I want to focus on the meaning that is coming through for the message here for you all, which is, a lot of you may be feeling kicked out, exiled, shunned, done away with, dumped, ditched, abandoned, neglected. And in a lot of cases, that is true. In the spiritual sense, as it concerns your greater good, y'all are about to be the personification, the grand example of life's rejection is God's protection. Because a lot of the people that have rejected you, kicked you out, abandoned you, neglected you, they don't know it, but the divine realm allowed it to happen as doing you a favor, freeing you. In their minds, they were, harming you, doing what served them. But in the spiritual sense, what God has done for you by allowing such a thing has freed you from the chains of being a slave to any of that bullshit. You don't owe them anything. Being who you are to this point, or to the point that they discarded you, you built your karma, and they did what they did. It is what it is, and I gotta be plain and simple about it. They're stupid. And they fumbled your heart, and they gonna have to deal with that. You don't owe them shit. You don't have nothing to be apologetic for in that sense. Okay, those in particular where it's like motherfuckers literally just kick you out for literally little to no reason, or just cut you off or ghosted you for little to no reason. Now, there's another side of this, okay? Now, some of y'all Aquarius, y'all do have some things, let's say, that you did to be apologetic for, this, that, and the third. I am picking up, though, that a lot of you have already faced the apology aspect of the accountability, and now you're having to face the sitting in it aspect of accountability, which is also the other side of freedom, liberation, accepting the accountability. That is also the power that everybody is not going to accept you, just as well as everybody don't have to accept your bullshit. Yeah. You can have permission to be liberated, as we all do, and still you can be full of shit. And so in those cases, for those of you that are resonating with that, Spirit is saying, it's still resonating with the quote, life's rejection is God's protection, because the people who peeped your red flags and got out of the way, they kept you from creating more bad karma for yourself. They kept you from erecting more swords for you to trip and fall on yourself. And so some of you may resonate with only one side of that. Some of you may resonate with both sides. Pray and ask your divine realm for clarity on, your meat and the bones that you need to spit out, okay? All right, and I think that's the perfect time to segue into the truths that will set you free. And hey, it is also associated with liberation. That's the theme of y'all's hey, emphasis on liberation. But that's the theme of y'all's reading here. I mean, that's always a theme around these Queen of Quotas. But like I said, y'all's big divinely designed purposeful frequency is most certainly liberation, and it makes sense because, like I said before, Aquarius and Leo are sister signs, and most people recognize that Leo is all about liberation and creativity and expression of emotions, all the things, parties, all of that shit. And they tend to forget that Aquarius is right there along with them. But often that's because, from what I notice and observe, a lot of the times, kind of similar to Capricorns in certain cases, in a lot of Aquarius' childhood, they become everybody's mamas and daddies. And I feel like it's attached to that water bearer thing, and water is of the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra's element is water, okay? And so much like Leo can end up getting lost in the sauce of the title of being the life of the party, and therefore people can end up sometimes, if Leo isn't careful, people end up draining the life out of them, or Leo ends up draining themselves because they will assume the position that is on them to be the disco ball of the party. The DJ music system, the disco ball, the LED lights, the dance floor, all of that shit, the hype man, the host, the rapper, the performance, the paintings on the wall. Leo starts thinking they need to be literally the life of the party. And Aquarius ends up thinking they have to be the entire venue of the party. They have to be the building that holds everybody in and everybody up, keeps everybody warm or cool, keeps the temperature just perfect to make sure everybody's comfortable, and make sure the food is kept at all the right temperature to make sure everybody is fed and nourished healthily. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? Yeah, dog. It's time for y'all to reignite the sense of home within yourself, the sense of shelter, the sense of refuge within yourself, amongst the sense of festivity within yourself, for y'all's self. And much like what was said with the Five of Pentacles card, y'all have been given the utmost opportunity by being released, rejected, ditched, dumped, abandoned, neglected. I know it may sound crazy, but that's what it's given. If y'all make the most out of that Five of Coins in reverse energy and the messages that came from that, it's literally the beginning of everything you ever needed and desired coming to you, and all of the results of your hard and smart work flowing to you. Now let's get into this Earth Warrior card here, which is covering a truth that can set y'all free. And this is Hiaka, a goddess of Hawaii, a Hawaiian goddess that is known as the sorceress of light, particularly associated with, what's that? Life of the party energy. And from the book, it reads, "No enemy shall defeat you. Not by night, not by day, not upon the earth, nor in the soul. You are divinely protected and empowered. You shall fulfill your destiny with joy in your heart and laughter in your belly. Play, be in nature, feel the freedom of happiness within you, even in this moment. These are your sacred powers, and with them, you shall take every step upon your journey success, and nothing shall thwart your divine destiny." In the midst of me reading that, I was picking up that some of you have done, let me put it like this, some of you have repeated cycles in relationships, like what your village did to you in your childhood and what's been repeated in your relationships throughout your life, which is rejecting fun, liberated energy and or people. And so I'm picking up that there are a lot of you that have ghosted certain friends of yours and or cut off, rejected, like I said, neglected, abandoned certain friends, certain people that you've met that you knew just had real festive, liberating, joyful, creative energy, and you know they brought that out of you as well. And you made yourself distant to them because you felt like you didn't deserve that. You felt like you weren't allowed to have that. Like at the time you felt like you were being responsible and like you just had to, stick to the plan and be disciplined and be who you're meant to be and all this and that. You had a misunderstanding about who you are and who you're supposed to be, and therefore rejected certain people, certain members of your soul family. Honestly, you rejected them, not realizing that that was an act of self-hate, essentially, because those people, those friends, and or associates and whatnot, they reminded you of the best parts of yourself, and you did exactly what the abusers in your life taught you to do, which is to reject the best parts of yourself and to allow the best parts of yourself to be rejected, and therefore play that out in your relationships with other people. Now we're going to go on to the healing portion that is in the book. I will put the text on the screen as well for you all to do what you will, okay? But I'm going to read it off here. Say aloud. May light dance within my soul, lifting my mind from oppression and freeing my heart from restraint. May I honor my true nature and live my life with increasing honesty. May I attract endless divine love and the protection to live this gift of my life in perfect fulfillment on all levels. I am dignity. I am wild grace. I am unrestrained being. I move in authentic truth, dancing sacred joy upon this earth. Odeyabikole, hallelujah. Or, whichever you want to say amen. You want to simply say hallelujah. You want to say I say, ashe, whatever will have you. Whichever your closing word or phrase of thanks to the Most High, the divine realm, is that you say at the conclusion of your prayers and affirmation and all of that. That's what you would say at the ending of that. It is also acknowledged in the book, as Spirit is acknowledging in the channeling here, that you all may feel a need to repeat that, and you should, because there's a need to understand that this whole thing is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle, and to understand that it's a lifestyle is to understand that it's a marathon, not just a race. So yes, it's okay that it's certain things you may feel like, oh, I thought I healed this, I thought I was healed from this, I thought I was done with this, but there's another layer to be healed. That's okay. It doesn't make you a failure. It's just another phase of the marathon. You may even say this prayer or do this meditation the first time and immediately feel, sense, see results. You may do it 2-3 times and then feel, see, sense results. And then something may happen or nothing may happen. Days may just go by and suddenly you feel a need to do it again, but you don't get that same instant gratification. That's okay. Okay? Just remember, it's just another stage in the marathon. Okay? And so to close this out, I wanted to say to you all officially, you have permission to go outside and play. Okay? And with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry. And I am thoroughly appreciative of the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please do me a divine design and like, share, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to be back through these queenly quarters for the next time. And be sure to bless that comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you in all ways light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation.